Welcome to the StreamSavers. I'm your host, Tsupa Jew. I'm bringing in a Streamers Roundtable this week, and we're going to be doing a few other different things here on HypeCrowd TV. This is the inaugural episode of the StreamSavers. We're going to be coming to you live every week with something different, something new, something unique. So HypeCrowd TV, think gaming uncensored. So we're going to be moving forward this week and trying to do some different things. Please pardon the technical difficulties this week as being the first show. We're a little late. We were expecting to be up here by about 3 p.m. Central Time. It's now 3:40. New studio, new bugs to work out. So please forgive the lateness for the stream, but here we are. We're live. This week on our episode, we're going to be going through a few different topics, a few extra things. So this week I want to bring in my COO and absolute total pain in my butt generally, but this is Metsukuri Severs, our general resident pain in the butt. Say hello, Steve. There you are.
It is my job to be your pain in the butt, and you know it.
Well, this is true. You're unfortunately, but yes, that it is definitely true for sure. And if this will actually come up, we're having some issues here with. Oh yeah, that's right. Got to do it like this. And then, other than Mr. Metsukuri Severs, we have the one and only Mad Dog.
Hello, Streamers World.
He is about ugly as a mud fence, and about 3 times as smart as a genius that fell out the top of a tree. But what are you going to do?
I hit every branch on the way down.
That's true. And for our Streamers Roundtable this week, I'm going to go ahead and introduce everybody now before we get into our topics for the week. So let's start off by introducing somebody that is unfortunately has kind of taken over Twitch. The poor guy. He has the hottest emotes on Twitch, period. At least so he thinks so he says that they are. Allow me to introduce the one and only The Flood.
It's only the top 5 on all of Twitch, probably.
Maybe. Possibly. We don't know yet. And then, of course, his, with The Flood, his Batman to his Robin, if you will. Let's introduce his loving little brother, Dr. Smiley.
Does that mean I'm Batman?
You could be Batman, possibly. It's potentially.
I'll take it.
He'll take it. Yeah, that's fine. And who I affectionately call the Russell Brand of Twitch. Probably the hairiest guy on Twitch you've ever seen. And definitely the Pirate Smeed, if there ever was one. The Twitch Jesus. It is the one and only Captain Jack.
Hola, muy bien.
Oh God, here we go.
Hey.
And then last but not least, if there ever was a frat boy on Twitch, if you've ever seen one, allow me to introduce the one of the craziest streamers that you'll ever see in the Twitch kingdom. Allow me to introduce the man with the plan who thinks he's smarter than everybody else on his streams, Dapper Jameson.
As the frat boy on Twitch?
Yeah, yes, you did. Yep, the frat boy on Twitch. Yeah.
We got Russell Brand, and I got frat boy. Batman, Robin, Russell Brand, and I get frat boy. Are you effing kidding me?
Well, hey, I don't drink from shoes on my stream.
Can we try again? Is this in the script?
Is this in the script?
All right, whatever.
Oh no, I'm not gonna forget about a few other people we have here, but yeah.
Okay.
But unfortunately, poor Dapper is definitely the frat boy of Twitch. But
yeah,
then the pudgiest Jew you've ever seen other than me. Allow me to introduce the one, the only, the shekel laden Skrinickles.
Hi.
Hi.
I didn't know this was
Hi. Hi. We got bamboozled. Well, anyhow, guys, let's get after it with Mad Dog. If you want to take the first topic, you're more than welcome. Let's go.
We can do a brief discussion on the top 20 games for PC gaming. If I can get the dang thing to launch itself. Yeah. All right. Okay. Did it lose all the scripts? Apparently it did.
Well, apparently our script system isn't working as it's supposed to. That's just a fun thing. Oh boy. I know, especially today. What a day, what a day. Okay, entertain us. He's like, no.
You do it. You.
Dance, monkey, dance.
Tempt me.
Where's the Ocarina of Time? Wait a second.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome, everyone. It's my new sweet ocarina. My ocarina?
It's his Ocarina of Time.
Don't worry about it. I just got it. I'm very excited. Someday I'm going to learn the Song of Storms, and that'll be the most glorious day of my life.
The Song of Storms.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
God. Oh, some of the people that I involve myself with. I've never seen Dapper this calm in all my life. Look, he's just head in his hand. Oh.
It's just because I just got serenaded. Just I'm in an incredible mood now.
The ocarina has power. There's power in the ocarina. There's power in this one.
Power.
All right, so here we go. We're gonna go over to Mad Dog, and we'll go through the top 5 games on Twitch.
We're gonna do top 5 games on Twitch.
Well, top 5 games, period.
Okay. Well, top 5 PC games. All right. At least according to the list we've got, is you've got League of Legends in first place, Minecraft in second, Counter-Strike Global Offensive third, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege fourth, and Hearthstone Heroes of Warcraft in fifth place. So if anybody wants to comment on those 5, feel free. Well, right now for the month, you got League of Legends by Riot Games.
So who wants to comment on this?
This is PC games, by the way.
Daps, what's your thought? Top 5 PC games. What's your thought?
I mean, Fortnite's in 6th place on this list, but
It's in 6th place.
yeah, well, it's fallen off.
Okay,
I mean, it's
that's what I'm thinking of. I mean, I do agree with. I for sure agree with League.
yeah.
Personally,
I don't either.
literally
I mean,
ever.
I mean, then you've also got Minecraft, which is kind of a, pardon me, mindfucking as far as that goes. I mean, it's one of the most simplistic games ever, but it's also complicated as hell. Yeah. All right. And then, I mean, I'm sure you guys have played Counter-Strike, the Global Offensive, right? I mean, all right. yeah, there's that. And then, like, for my personal peeve on Fortnite is it's too cartoony. You know? I'm sorry, that's just my opinion. I mean, I'd rather play like Borderlands if I was going to play a cartoony game myself. No offense. Oh yeah, no, it doesn't mean it's not viewed, but I'm saying as far as players go, the list is, you know, it's dropping because just people aren't playing it as much.
Though I what 30 million for first place and do
That is.
well, yeah.
Like, I think the meta of Fortnite right now is garbage. Like, everyone hates their life right now playing Fortnite. So I think a lot of players are like bouncing in and out. Like, even me, I'm like, fuck, dude, I don't want to play anymore. It's trash. God.
It was a Horizon 4 and then PUBG again. You know?
20th of Twitch's viewership, I believe, and like Ninja now accounts for 30% of Mixer, like entirely. Yeah, he's about 35% or something like that of Mixer.
God, I thought it'd be like 80.
So like, Mixer's not even on the board, man. If you look at last year's for Streamlabs stats, Mixer was below Facebook gaming. So those stats are relatively meaningless, I think.
Some of the press releases pulled in 100,000 new subscribers to Mixer before August 1st. I mean, you know, that's pretty impressive. And he hadn't even started live streaming yet. He didn't go on for another 4 days. Yeah.
They gave out, is that like the equivalent of the Prime sub or what?
I'm pretty sure it was just to Ninja's channel.
I go over there because I got a couple of people who stream over there, and you get basically it's Twitch. You have the emotes. You have that's essentially what it is. You get emotes, and I don't even think you're immune to ads. I just think you get the emotes, and
So jealous of the animated emotes.
Actually, super
I've been
sick.
dying
Like,
about that. Like
that's probably the only cool thing, in my opinion, about Mixer. But that's dope.
you can actually use Sparks, which is the free currency that they have. They recently changed. I have a feeling that Mixer knew that the Spark program that they had was going to be a problem once Ninja moved, because everyone's just. I mean, hell, I'm farming Sparks off of his channel right now. It's just one of the things that like, oh crap, people are going to be making a lot of money off of us now. Shit, we need to do something about this. So it used to be where you would have to let's say you get 1 million Sparks. They pay you $500 from Microsoft. Well, yes, that's how it used to be. Now they have multiplier on subs. So this is how it keeps their partners, giving revenue. So like let's say you make like you're a Mixer partner and you get 50 subs. If you get like 3 million Sparks or something like that, they'll match you like a fifth of it. So what they will give you like XYZ of your subs. So let's say if you get like something ridiculous like 26 million, they'll like 5 times as many subs as you get. So you're still making money from Microsoft, but you're not making it directly from them. It's still sub based, so you still have to get subs to make money from them. What's up?
What's the difference in partnership requirements on Mixer compared to Twitch? Do you know?
Yeah, it's the cool thing too is it's kind of like it's not viewer based. So, and that's one thing I do like about Mixer is you can have like 3 viewers as long as you hit the requirements of 2,000 followers, but they monitor your channel. It's not like hey, I hit Twitch partner, let's apply and all that stuff. No, you actually you're monitored by the Mixer staff for a while, and then like you can have 3 viewers, but if you're engaging with your 3 viewers and you meet the requirements of the 2, they'll give it to you because you aren't. Oh, hi, I'm Jeff now. I'm Batman now. Yeah. So yeah. So what? No, it isn't. I think they know they see their competition and they're trying to. I don't know how to describe the word, but I guess they're trying to make it where they're more personable with their partners because they know that that's where their income can come from.
Acting fast enough anymore. You know, because you know, you guys. I mean, there's people on here that stream on Twitch pretty regularly. I mean, Flood, Dapper, you guys, Captain Jack, you got a lot of viewers on Twitch. I mean, you've run into some issues, haven't you? I mean, you know, you know.
Don't know what you guys are talking about. I don't know. I've never experienced a problem in my life. Perfect.
All you got to do is look at what happened to Doc Disrespect with that whole mess with the streaming in the bathroom thing. I know.
Until that point.
Anyway, but I mean, Ninja moving to Mixer is a big deal for them. I mean, it's going to drag a lot of viewership over to the platform. I don't even want to know what he got paid for it. I'm sure it was like 7 zeros check at least. Um, you know, and apparently they're going to let him just kind of run with whatever he wants, which is also a bonus. So, I mean, well, different things does Mixer have? I mean, they're kind of the virgin platform as far as like viewers goes, so they can take input from not only their streamers but also their customers and actually probably adapt faster depending on what their coder base is behind it.
What do you guys think about about Mixer as a platform? I mean, let's go around to everybody. I'll start with you, Dapper. I mean, what do you think about Mixer as a platform? What could they do better? What could they do better? What do they do better than everybody else on the platform right now? I think we lost Dapper. Oh, lovely. There we go.
Still,
You got the wrong finger for Dr. Evil, but it works. I mean, check him out. I mean, that's, you couldn't have gotten any better than that, really. I mean, it's, wow. That's kind of scary, really. That's kind of creepy. Okay, so let me, yeah, sorry about that. So that was only in the mix in Rendezvous, but what, to ask my question again, what do you think that Mixer does better than Twitch? What do you think that Mixer does worse than Twitch? What does Twitch do better? Like, I'll start with you, Flood. Like, what are your thoughts on, what Mixer does better, what Twitch does better?
I'm not sure if I should be speaking right now. I know I'm.
Oh, how lovely!
Discussions happening in my ears.
Okay.
So.
Wonderful. Okay, well, we'll fix that.
So
That's
the
something that
number
needs
one
fixed.
thing, well, I'm live, I guess, because everyone can hear me, I think, so I'm going to keep talking. But the reason that I think Mixer is actually really exciting. I think it's a platform. It has a lot more potential, obviously, because it has room to grow. And also, as everything that Mad Dog suggested, it has probably more flexibility in their code. And I think that they were a newer platform, so it was built for streaming later once streaming was already a thing. Twitch is still on a legacy system. It's old, right? Like they paved this whole road. But the reality is Twitch always, up till now anyway, has the viewers, and that's where the eyeballs are, and that's where people want to be. I don't know enough about Mixer. I haven't played with it enough. I've only looked around a little bit, but it seems clean. Their big perk is that they have a really low latency system, so that streamer interaction is much faster. Which is Twitch something has tried with low latency stuff, but it hasn't really taken off. But I know with Mixer, it's like almost instant. So I think that's kind of neat. But as I say, I don't really know deeply enough about Mixer, but it seems like a really good platform. But I'm still a Twitch boy. What can I say?
Mixer about 5, 6, 7 years ago, and there was just so many technical issues just from a viewer standpoint that once those streamers left, I kind of never went back to the platform. So I'm really hoping they got all those issues resolved.
Well, you can be hopeful with that, but I mean, at the end of the day, the tech industry is cutthroat, man. It's adapt and overcome or die. I mean, seriously. So hopefully hopefully they can step into it. I mean, they just spent some serious money to draw, basically Twitch's #1 viewed guy. I mean, he's always in the top 3, for God's sake. I mean, Ninja moves over there, it's going to drag some viewers in. So hopefully they don't botch their, marketing, just coup with that. Because
Jack, what are your thoughts on Mixer?
To like have to be able to build that community anywhere, right? People always say like, oh, if you can, I'm from New York. People always say, hey man, if you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere. And it's like, if you're gonna make it, you can make it anywhere. It doesn't have to be New York. That's how I feel personally. And it's hard. It's hard to do, for sure. You need what?
Yeah, I completely understand. That makes total sense. Dr. Smiley, what do you think? What's your thoughts?
I mean, I'm going to sound like a broken record here, like everybody else. I'm not as familiar with Mixer as I should be, I guess, being a streamer. But I love to see them pulling Ninja over. I feel like it's going to kind of light the fire under Twitch to kind of care more, probably. Everything that I'm hearing about Mixer is that they're really involved with their streamers and their partners, and they want people to be happy. I hope they don't totally botch this whole thing, because I'm sure they spent a lot of money bringing Ninja over. So I think they, probably have some big plans.
Okay. All right. We'll get that. We'll get it fixed here. Sorry for the technical difficulties, guys, but we're new system, new share of challenges. So my fault, guys, that this is not working the way that it's supposed to. So bear with me just a second here. And Mad Dog, you want to move on to the next topic?
Yeah, let's see here. Well, I mean, we briefly touched on Ninja's move over to Mixer. I mean, you guys got any comments directly on that? I mean, it's got to be a cash boondoggle for him. I know he made some money. And then part of what I heard is the reason he got fed up with Twitch was they were interfering with his contract with Red Bull. And he's been sponsored by them forever, as far as I can tell. I mean, he even gave him a plug in his actual announcement video that he posted where he was talking to a fridge, So that was,
You know, that's the fish he's had in his whole career. He's always had that behind him since that initial Red Bull sponsorship way back in the day, which was huge from their perspective, by the way. That was great foresight from Red Bull to get behind like the next thing with esports and so on. I think they were very, very wise. And that would have been from back from his Halo days, which is the other thing we can talk about with Mixer is Microsoft. Microsoft is Halo. Ninja is Halo once upon a time. And maybe he's back, baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was a Halo freak back in the day. I mean, 1, 2, 3 Halo Wars, freaking ODST, loved them all. Got cut off from it because I was, away from tech for a while. So, I mean, I still got to get caught up on 4 or 5 and Guardians. So, I'm looking forward to it though. So, yeah, I mean, Halo's a fun one. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's going to be a big deal stream on Mixer in all likelihood. I mean, hell, I could see Ninja actually dragging it back into the, viewed category just because that was his original Bellowick.
Let's talk about one thing that I know everybody here knows something about. Let's talk about what Twitch can, as streamers, what we believe that Twitch can improve upon. What can they do better in order to just be that giant in the room that they already are, but to kill all of these little ants around them? What can they do to make it just that much better? What do you think, Flood?
I would say that the number one thing that I always see on Twitter and the bigger partners are always complaining about is more consistent moderation. That's like the number one complaint that I always hear about Twitch is there's streamers who get away with essentially murder, whereas there's streamers who get banned for 60 days for like accidents and whatnot that happen. And that's the kind of stuff that it can't go on because it breeds distrust amongst the streamers. The streamers can't trust that there's going to be a fair moderation for them and their channel and their essentially livelihood, right? Like that, this is streamers' careers on the line here. And when Twitch can unfairly moderate you or will not use the same standard for everyone, that's the issue. That's a huge issue. And I know that that would be the number one thing I always see on Twitter that I think upsets streamers.
Smiley, what's your thoughts?
I definitely agree with Flood. That's what I see online all the time is people are upset with just the lack of consistency. They're kind of favoring, larger streamers or whatever you want to call them. And the consistency just isn't there. You have smaller streamers that are getting banned for things that, bigger streamers have been accused of and just kind of slid right through. And yeah, like again, what Flood said, when it's their livelihood on the line, you need that consistency. You need a clear set of guidelines that you can follow and completely understand and know that your channel is going to be safe. Because if you get banned for 30 days, that's huge. That you just lost how many subscribers, how many viewers. You like streaming every day is so important. So even a slight ban, if it's a mistake, is a huge issue. So they need to really communicate with streamers better, I think, and outline their guidelines and enforce them consistently across the platform.
Jack, what's your thoughts?
Well, I feel like it's a very saturated platform, and I'm a partner. Obviously, I'm a partner, right? So I feel like Twitch has become so mainstream that it's almost like upper class, middle class, and the poor, right? So you have like really small streamers who are trying to get in the game, and they have everything at their fingertips they have the opportunity to, do whatever they, put their mind to. But at the same time, I don't think Twitch does enough to help people get recognized. I think they're very selective with the type of content that they want. It doesn't matter how, like, your work ethic, I don't see that being a factor for them, right? Like, I could be wrong, but from what I see, I think they're very selective, kind of like how you spoke about moderation, Flood. Like, they're very selective, not only with their moderation, but also with who they choose to, bring in the limelight. And they don't owe anybody anything, but I definitely think, like, for example, Mixer, going back to Mixer, they have a thing, happens to be for Fortnite. I play a lot of Fortnite, but they have a really cool system that someone told me about where if someone's in a top 10, they circulate through those games. So you could have 0 viewers. If you're in a top 10, you could be highlighted, right? And then the second that game ends, they go to someone else in the top 10. Now, that's only one game, right? That's only one thing, but they could do stuff like that So people who are working hard can have a better chance of getting recognized, and it's not just about who has the most viewers, because whoever has the most viewers, they're going to be running their people's ads on your brand. Like Shroud and PUBG are running ads on my brand, and like, hello, come on, I
Yeah,
get it to be the
exactly.
money in ads, but it is, they can do that a lot better. And not just for myself, but people who are smaller than my channel as well. Because I'm not a big dog, but even people trying to, come up. It's very difficult for people to make a name for themselves nowadays. So I think Twitch should, kind of do something like that where they can help people at least get out there a little more, right? People that deserve it, people that are working hard, putting in the hours, streaming, investing, doing the right things, treating people right. They definitely deserve a chance. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that
That's
makes total sense. That makes
that's something
total sense.
yeah.
Let's see. Skrnicki, what do you think? Is this is
Being the smallest channel of the bunch here, I'll have my 2 cents. No, I don't think Twitch has or Amazon has enough staff for Twitch. If you guys remember 2 years ago, like it was kind of like, you were almost embarrassed to say, "Hey, I'm a streamer," because people don't know what it is. But with Fortnite blowing up and with Ninja blowing up and the stuff that Epic Games, it's just exploded. So I don't really think that they either A, they don't want to have the staff to handle the website, or B, they don't know how to handle this type of exposure. And so you're fighting. They almost have to be selective at this point, because they're like, well, yeah, all these other channels are raking us in money, but these top 50 streamers are the big bucks, and they're the ones that are raking us in. And it's just kind of like, I don't think that they're able to actually handle the website anymore. To be honest with you, it's too big, and either they need to hire more people to make more integrative things, or they're going to suffer. And Microsoft just went off on their big dog, and you're talking about a trillion business that's been around since what, 89, that's been making money, with operating system that has their own streaming service integrated with a lot of their products. Like right now, you can go onto your computer and click Mixer. Like I actually have notifications from the people who I follow pop up on my operating system. And so now that Microsoft really wants to put attention to Mixer, and you have 2 industry giants going head to head. And I don't think the war is over. I think it's just begun. I think DLive is a joke, in my opinion. Like the whole PewDiePie thing, I don't think that it was just a ploy. I don't understand it. They're like, oh hey, how do I make money on DLive? Oh, I need to give them money. Wait a second. That doesn't make sense. If I give them money and then I have the hopes of their currency, that it's a big mess. But when you have an industry giant that's really going to be chomping it, like, and we don't even know, like there's rumors of a few more top streamers going over to Mixer already, because it just looks nicer over there. So you have, there's competition, which is great for streamers and all that stuff, but it's just Twitch needs to figure out where they're going to allocate their money. And I think for the longest time, they were used to being top dog. They are used to be, like just getting by with things. And now, people are like, oh, well, this is how I see it, that they really need to get their shit together if they're going to be able surviving. And people's like, oh, Twitch is going to be, going to be around forever. Yes, it's going to be around forever. It's the name of gaming, but will it be the top one? No one knows. It's just only time's going to be tell. But like when you have giants that are willing to throw billions of dollars into their platforms. I mean, look at Facebook Gaming. Look at Facebook. Look at YouTube. Also multi-billion-dollar companies. It's not. Video games aren't like a stagnant. It's not embarrassing anymore to be a gamer. So you're starting to see celebrities going on these streaming websites, and it's just like, oh well, the money's there, so we'll see. It's just if Twitch wants to be top dog, they're going to have to make changes, and you have to see if they're willing to make those changes. So,
All right.
my 2 cents. It's got really awkwardly quiet.
Yes.
That's the exciting part with Mixer, though, is that it's forcing Twitch to care and hopefully adapt. And I mean, we haven't seen it yet necessarily, but I think the future is promising for both users and streamers. It's exciting to see companies entering this space and caring and wanting it to grow.
Yeah, the community also has room to grow.
Oh, for sure. It's been blowing up.
I mean, because it's basically the new dog, it managed to draw in a big name like Ninja. It has room to grow. So you've got all these small fry that are on that platform that can go, hey, I can kind of feed off the fact that Ninja's on the platform now, and hopefully I can pick up some viewership, because people might bounce around, check out a couple other channels, not just his. And so, I could see people moving over there just because of that.
Right. Well, I just got an email from Mixer, like about maybe 15 minutes ago, stating that they're going to be allowing all content creators to be able to monetize their channels now. That only partners are going to be take subscriptions, but anybody who streams on Mixer can take essentially, Embers, which is their bit system.
So Mixer's going to let everybody monetize simultaneously, as in
Exactly. There's no affiliate programming, meaning that if you start streaming today on Mixer or whenever it launches, you will be able to make money on it. They listen to their community, and they're listening. They had the feedback of that's what I mean. That's one of the reasons why I, was kind of like, I kind of like my emotes and I like my sub thing, and now I just get an email saying, yeah, you get to have your emote. You get to have a few emotes and get embers if you start streaming.
Wow! So you get emotes and you get the friggin' currency off of the platform from the go.
Yeah, from the go. You don't get stubs. They were very clear that that's a partner only thing. They're trying to negotiate between partners, but yes, you will be able to get
wow.
members.
Okay.
So
that's awesome.
As well as Sparks. They're trying to integrate the Spark system as well for people who aren't partnered. So
I love that, and why not? Because the affiliate requirements aren't massive. You need like 3 viewers, and so why not allow everybody to monetize at that point?
Right. So and that's
especially if you're trying to grow a new platform or a newer platform.
Yeah. Then hopefully they don't screw it up, 2 years down the road. I just see a bad habit with almost every platform. This is like, oh, we've cornered the market, and then they just don't keep putting the work into it. I mean, come on.
Which is, I think that's where Twitch is at right now. Is they've got the market cornered, and they just don't feel the need. Well, with these other streaming services popping up, I think they're going to soon see that need. And quite frankly, I've seen smaller streamers start switching from Twitch to Mixer or to YouTube or to wherever. That's been going on for at least a year and a half now, where you've had a bunch of smaller streamers like, I can't get the support I need over on Twitch. I'm out.
Yeah, that's something that we've seen a lot of recently, a whole lot of actually, and it's kind of a scary thing, really, because if Twitch is not going to support their content creators, how can we continue to rely upon Twitch to help to build channels? Like, I don't know. I mean, we've had these conversations before. I mean, what are your thoughts on that, Flood? I mean, you and I have had this conversation before. Like, what do we expect to do if, like, with the partner program, as for instance, they're not going really any further than they are with the affiliate program? And I'm not talking about trying to talk bad about Twitch. It's one of those situations of, how can they make this better? Like, they're not really going steps above where they could.
I think what's going to happen is exactly what everyone has described, where I think Mixer's going to light that fire underneath them. I think if we look at Twitch realistically in the tech world, it's still maybe a teenager going through growing pains, right? It was a baby platform once upon a time as Justin TV. It became Twitch. It got bought. It got huge. It was the first one on the scene in a lot of ways, so it became this massive entity that it is. And the bigger the entity, the faster you grow, the harder it is to make some of those moves. And I think that they've been, maybe a little stagnant, but maybe a little bit unsure how to grow. Mixer, again, newer kid on the scene, has more weird, cool integrations that, because they already know what people want. They were able to study Twitch and say, hey, okay, this is what they did. Here's what we can do better. Twitch is like, well, what can we do better? I don't know yet. Like they're still just trying to keep up with growth and be the behemoth that they are. And anyone in any big company knows that the bigger the company is, the harder it is to make changes and the slower it is to make changes. I think that they will hopefully pick up their socks and keep moving. I think as a streamer on any platform, no matter what platform it is, you have to realize that is not your website, that is their website. So you always will have a limited amount of control. You're always beholden to them in a certain degree. And that's not, any YouTube channel feels the same way. Any Mixer channel will feel the same way. Any Twitter account feels the same way. It's ultimately their site. It's not your site. Let's never pretend that it is. So it's nice that, it's nice when they work with you as a partner, which is the whole reason that they use the word partner. We should be their partner, and hopefully there's more collaboration in the future. Hopefully there's more reaching out from the company with partner-based, what's it called? What's the word? Someone who looks out after the partners very specifically and then deals
like
with
a partner manager,
like in between. Like I can't remember. I have a word for it. Like they exist, but I don't think there's enough of them, and I don't think they're doing as good of a job as they probably need to. And that's not a slight to them. I think, as I say, this platform grew fast, it grew big, and I think it's just going through some growing pains in a lot of ways. And now there's new partners showing up, or new people in the party showing up, like Mixer. And I think it's going to force some growth, and I'm really excited about that. I think the whole Ninja thing, to me, was one of the most exciting things to happen to this industry. I think it's good for him. I think it's good for Mixer. And I think end of the day, it's going to be really good for Twitch.
I think end of the day, it's going to be good for everybody. Exactly. Hopefully. I mean, we can only hope that's the issue. And again, it's all going to be based dependent upon, what happens over the next few months. Because, again, as more and more streamers start really analyzing what's going on with a lot of the new platforms that are out there, people are going to be interested in making the move. By the way, Chad, if you could let us know if we've worked the audio issue out, I think we may have gotten this worked out. So, Mad Dog, what's the next topic?
All right, next is basically how to build a community on a streaming service like Twitch or Mixer. I mean, we have, big dogs on our channel here today. I mean, Captain Jack, you've got, buku subscribers, many viewers. I mean, how did you build that?
One of the strongest communities that I've seen, Jax and Floods both have incredibly strong communities. Like what Jack, like, I know you being a partner now, what are your thoughts as it stands right now on, how your community is doing, how, what some of the new things you're looking at maybe branching off into, maybe some tricks or some little tidbits that might be able to give a smaller streamer on, building their communities up.
Well, right now, my community, I feel, is very strong. I feel like it's my own community. It's not shared with an org. It's not shared with really anybody, right? It's just genuine people who want to be there every day. So I feel that the community now is probably more genuine and solid and loyal to the community as well as myself than it ever has been. The numbers are half of what it used to be, and we all know that, but I play 4 nights out there. It's not doing as well as it used to do. There's a lot of factors that go into that, but I'm very grateful for what I have. I always got to remind myself, but what really helps me is to surround myself with people like yourself. We've spoken about this. Flood, I got other friends, Big E. I spoke J Motions. I got a bunch of friends that we all go through this stuff and we talk to one another about it. So whenever you're having a rough day, whenever you're feeling down, because it's tough. It's a tough industry for sure. You put hours and hours. There's no one pushing you but yourself, other than a couple of friends. There's nobody saying, hey, you're late to work. You're not getting paid. Hey, there's a Captain Jack over there. Love it. Oh, 2 Captain Jacks. All right. We got.
They're multiplying.
Jiminy Christmas. This system just decided to lose its own mind. Sorry about that. What the hell is this thing doing?
There
we go.
Because right now we've got the wrong label.
Yeah, there we go. Sorry
Can
about
you guys-
that.
Get one thing solved, and another one goes, "Hi, I'm here."
Yeah.
You're still able to speak, Cap. So,
Welcome
yeah.
to the Gremlins.
Yeah, I am being told in chat that the sound issue seems to have been resolved. So
Good,
I
thank
think we're
you.
good there.
Wonderful. All right, continue. Sorry about that.
I'll speak from my own personal experience, is that I have a lot of highs and I have a lot of lows, and people come and go constantly. You might get taken advantage of by some people, and then there's people who are always there to lift you up. It's just like, light and dark. There's good and bad. It's all over the place. And I've been in moments where it could keep me down for a month at a time, where I want to quit. I feel like I'm not making an impact. Am I using my potential? I feel this way a lot. And I don't think a lot of young broadcasters understand, like going back to what we were talking about earlier, the affiliate program and all these monetization type things, like what Mixer's about to do, which I didn't know about. That's great because it provides opportunity for people. But what it's not good for is it makes people feel like, oh, I could just go live and I'll have a community. Like when I started streaming, I had no way of making money other than linking a PayPal account. I had a $1 donation in my first maybe 2 months of streaming. Like I did not expect or think I'd be making money. I had to go for partnership. It's a different time, so that is what it is. But there's a lot of people who will just do it because they see, oh, this guy gets a 200 bit donation, or this guy gets a $100 donation, and it's easy money, and people are like, oh, I could do it too. So some people don't have their heart in it. You know what I'm saying? I've had people come to me and say, I'm not good at gaming. I'm not good with people. What should I do? I'm like, well, maybe you should work for the government or something, man. No.
Wow.
No. What I really tell these people is you can work on it. Like whatever you feel you're not good at, you can work on it. I practice Fortnite every day, and I still suck sometimes. I still get my ass handed to me, but I practice every day. Even when I want to quit, I'm still there, off cam, playing Kovacs. I'm doing whatever I can at 34 years old to become a better person every day and become stronger. And I falter and I fail all the time. We all do. So my biggest piece of advice is you have to believe in yourself, but you got to surround yourself with people who are going to be there for you and want the best for you, not people who are selfish and say, oh, I'm not getting anything from you, so I'm out. Or, oh, you had a bad day, I don't like you anymore. You made a mistake, I have you figured out, fuck you, right? No, you don't want to be around people like that. You want to be around people who are going to lift you up, and you want to do the same. You want to give the same amount that you receive, right? I build a lot of connections with people organically, and that's how you got to do it. You can't force a connection. I feel a connection with several people from the community, several people that are other streamers, and then other people I just don't feel that connection. I don't feel that spark. When someone tries to force it on you, it's just it's hard. So I mean, I've learned that I'm still learning every day. You just got to stay with it, and you got to believe in what you're doing. And when you're thinking about quitting, man, you got to just look around and be like, wow, I have so many things going on we all do. I have so many things going on in my life that I should be grateful for. To be able to sit down and play video games, what the hell am I complaining about, right? Like there's a lot of things that I would like in my life, that I'm working towards that I don't yet have physically here right now. But there are people that don't even have internet access. There are people that don't know when their next meal's coming. And I got to remind myself of that. And it's easy to get caught underneath. And I think a lot of people on Twitch feel that way. There's a lot of people who are, have anxiety and feel depressed, and I don't have what this person has. And, you can get wrapped up in that on the internet. So you got to be careful, So I think that's it for me. I mean, I could go on and on all day about this. I love talking about this stuff. This is where like my bread and butter, but you got to believe in what you're doing, and people that may look up to me or Flood or anybody, right? Like any of us on this panel, anybody that you watch that you may look up to, big or small, it doesn't matter. They're struggling with things every day as well. We're all human. So, I mean, it's nice to have an influence and stuff, but definitely know that you have the power to become whatever it is that you really want to become. You got to follow your heart. You got to Don't listen to the naysayers, man. And I know it's hard. Trust me, I've wanted to quit every other week the last 6 months. I'm not kidding. I wanted to quit every other week, and it can hurt you, but I'm still here and I'm still doing it. And that's success, man. As long as you're working towards that goal, that's what defines success. It's not what you have or where you are right now. As long as you keep working toward that goal and you keep getting back up on that horse, man, you're good. That's all you got to do. Anything that you feel like you're lacking, just keep working at it and keep grinding, you know? One day I'm going to be playing with Tfue. Don't worry. No, I'm just kidding. I'm only kidding. No, but, you know, you got to work at it, man. So that's all I got to say about that.
That's all I got to say about that.
What's your thought? What's your thoughts, Flood? I mean, you know, as far as I'm concerned, I mean, you know, between you and Cap, both of you have incredibly solid communities. So, what are your thoughts?
I mean, I you know, you're talking about people look up to. I'm still looking up to you, Cap. I'm still, you know, a baby in this world in my mind, but I do have a great community, and I'm honestly thankful every day that they just are willing to show up and spend any amount of time with me. Sometimes people show up and they'll say, "Hey, sorry, I can only stay for 5 minutes." I'm like, dude, that's amazing. Are you kidding me? You spent 5 minutes with me that you did not have to. So I forget what my exact question is, but I will say I'm excited that to be able to do what we do here as much as we can. It's a really challenging, as Cap says. It's way harder than I think people give it credit for, which is why I always tell, like, there's kids who come in your stream literally every day who will be like, how do I do this? Or what's your tip on this? Or whatever. They, like, literally every single day, multiple times, this will happen to anyone, I think, who streams. And my answer is, like, dude, if you want to stream, just start doing it. Give it a shot. Take a shot at it, because you want to find out if you like it. Because, as Cap says, you have to love this, because it takes a lot more out of you than you realize that it does. There's a lot more that happens off stream. There's a lot more energy that's used on stream than you think. It's not just sitting around playing games. And a lot of the guys who just sit around and play games, like, we've all seen them. You scroll through your Twitch list or whatever. Those are the kids who don't build community, because they literally think that if they just sit and play a game, they're just going to magically make money. And that's just not the way it works. That's not the way you can build. You really need to be making sure that you are providing something for your viewers. Like, why are my viewers tuning in? Hopefully I'm giving them something or enhancing their day in some way. And that's the only way you have to think about it, is what am I giving them? If stuff comes back, that's amazing. That's cool. But you got to be thinking about what are you going to give them. And that's the only way you can ever build your community or ever build your channel. And honestly, that works in all facets of life in my mind, is what can I provide? And then if stuff comes back around, that's amazing. But we're pretty blessed to be able to make and do anything with this in this world. It's a weird world that we've got here. And I think we're all figuring it out. And there's a lot of love in it, as much as there is a lot of, like, as you say, naysayers and craziness. And it actually, that's another thing that's really cool, Cap. You talked about it, but I follow a lot of big streamers, of course, on Twitter and whatnot. And the number of them that have anxiety or depression or whatever, those types of issues are prevalent in the gaming community in a big way. And I think streaming has given a lot of them opportunities to find a different way to connect with people and to enhance and build their own lives. And I think it's an incredible thing that we're able to do with Twitch to hopefully enhance each other's days and enhance each other's lives. And it's really, I don't know, I love it. Not to get weird and cheesy, but I love it. I think it's so cool. And that's why I know I keep doing it, because I love it. And that's why I think everyone should try it. Find out if you love it. You know what I mean? If you want to try it, if you think you can, go for it. But it takes more than you think. And if you don't love it, it doesn't work for you, that's okay. But try it, give it a shot.
Well, apparently we got the titler to finally fire correctly for the Flood there.
Yeah, it's actually starting to work appropriately.
Right. Yeah, well, here, that allows us to move right on to our next topic with regards to this.
Well, wait, if you wait just a second, I want to address an elephant that happens to be in the room between Captain Jack and
not that big.
Flood.
Oh, okay. This could be fun.
This is something that I know that the two of them have been discussing for a while now. Unfortunately, there's been somewhat of a Twitter war an Instagram war going back and forth between the two of them, and you know, we know that our friend Captain Jack here is a dirty pirate, and unfortunately kills llamas incessantly, just because he won't press E on the llama in Fortnite. absolutely decapitates everyone that he finds.
Brian, you got to cut over to Flood right now. He's
so,
like petting a
and if you look at he, of course, we know that llamas are our friends, and
wow.
So the question herein lies is, Jack, are you going to stop your genocide against the llama in Fortnite?
God. No. I'd like to say one thing. Okay, I may smash digital llamas in the game of Fortnite. Okay, but who eats real animal? Flood. That's right. Can we cut the Flood real quick? Flood. That guy.
I like hamburgers. I'm sorry.
And well, at least he doesn't eat the llama.
Yeah, well, people for the eating of tasty animals. Remember that.
And PETA, yes.
100%.
People for the eating of tasty animals.
Look at Flood. There's no response.
He's just sheepish. Poor guy. He's llama-ish. He's rather llama-ish today. He's rather llama-ish.
Coming after you, brother.
Well, I love you. On that note, we're going to roll to a commercial break real quick, and we'll be right back after this. Stand by.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
An exterminator?
A veterinarian.
Yeah, you both thought that at the same time?
Are you testing me?
Yeah. It's all fun and games when you're a kid. Why do you need life insurance?
How did you get in my house?
Back door, that's not the question.
I don't.
You don't?
No, are you hungry?
That's the wrong answer. Yes, I am hungry.
Well, I've got a very dangerous job, and I've got 3 kids.
My funeral costs and maybe for my daughter's future.
It lets me come out here every day without any kind of worries.
How about that?
And we're back. Sorry about that. That was just running a little bit further behind than it should have been. So my apologies. But we're back, and we've added one new person to our round table because he's finally available. Let me introduce.
I was just about to say that he should be soon available to come on.
Yeah, he's he is here and with us. Allow me to introduce our. Well, let's see. What's the best way that I can describe Kraka? More like a. Well, I guess you could call him a geek that can't play any game that he plays without making stupid noises into the microphone. Yeah, I think that's kind of right. That's about kind of right. But this is Crackerjack. Say hello to the world, Cracker.
Hello, boys and girls. How we doing today? I
Hello.
appreciate that.
Hello, boys and girls.
Yes.
So are
Men and women?
Are you are you now Mr. Rogers? I mean, is that?
I forgot
careful.
my vest, but
You might trigger people.
He is the new Mr. Rogers. Okay.
Hello, neighbor.
Hello, neighborino. Oh, wait a minute. That's Ned Flanders. Never mind.
Ned Flanders.
That was a weird combination of Rogers and Flanders. Was rather disturbing. I don't want to hear it again.
All right.
So what's the next topic, Mad Dog?
All right. The next topic is some of the tips and tricks used by, well, streamers, and like what's unique about their particular channels. You know, how did they integrate that uniqueness into their everyday streams? You know, some of the stuff they use with their sets, like, you know, what kind of, you know, tech do they got? Like, we're having our technical difficulties trying to integrate all of our decks and hotkeys and friggin', you know, software, split the stuff between 3 different systems, and then, you know, the whole restreaming service too. It's like technical bugs, glitches.
We've got more hoops to jump through than a trained circus clown. Let's get honest, okay? We're using 3 separate systems, plus our switching system, plus our restream service, going across 9 platforms, 4 television channels, and well, I don't have the satellite unit hooked up this week, but you know, next week we're going to be having the satellite system going out to DirecTV at the same time. So, whoops. So yeah, it sucks, but you know, you run into gremlins, you run into issues the first time you jump into this. We unfortunately had a streaming unit go up in a gigantic puff of blue smoke this week, and we had to completely rebuild from scratch. And now we thought we had all the gremlins and everything worked out of the last system, and then we had to totally start over. So let's get after it. So what will be the first who will be the first one I'll go to? Let's see. Tips and tricks. Aha! I have chosen one. Okay, Captain Jack.
Tips and tricks for
new streamers. What do you think the best way for new streamers to really get themselves established and to become affiliate quickly?
Something that I did early on that I probably should have kept doing, but I stopped after a while, was I joined any group I could. Like, I was on I don't have Facebook anymore, but I joined Facebook groups, and every day when I went live, I would take clips. Like, I'd have my community, you know, hopefully they would do it on their own most of the time, but I would have them clip things, and I'd go through them before I went live, and I'll, you know, Twitter, hashtag, Facebook groups. I was in like 5 or 6 massive Facebook groups with like 40,000 plus people. You know, I found these groups, I joined them. Hey, I'm going live, and I put the clip, you know, and I hashtagged Fortnite. There's a thing called Grambler that I actually found out from Ninja uses it. So, you know, it's good. You could take a clip and just drag it in there, and it posts your clip right on the spot to Instagram. So that's a good trick to have Grambler. But
wow,
networking
really
is
cool.
key.
I've never heard of that before.
Yeah. I got it right here, actually, pinned to my desktop, and you just drag the clip in. You can do up to 60 seconds on Instagram, and, you know, Flood, I don't know what you do, Flood, but Flood, like, and my man Big E and stuff, they put like twitch.tv, you know, their channel. I haven't found out how to do that yet. I'm assuming Adobe or something, but networking is huge. You know, that's key. You know, you find a lot of people. I've tried things like temporarily I've tried paying for promotional ads on Twitter. So, you know, things would show up when I go live on other channels. You know, like, you want to try and take risks. And while I've slowed down doing some of that stuff because of my own personal stuff, I think risk taking is huge. I think that's a really good tip and trick, is to get out there networking and try different things. Try investing a little bit if you have a little bit, even if it's for a month, and see if it makes a difference. You could check on your dashboard, you could check peaks and valleys. You know, maybe 6 p.m. is when you peak this week mostly, you know, between maybe 5 and 6 p.m. And now you know, hey, that's a prime time when I get the most viewers, right? So if you just monitor your channel and you network and you stay active, that's that helped me a lot, you know, for the first year of streaming. It helped me quite a bit. I met a lot of great people. A lot of people, you know, someone might say, hey, I love your content. Let's dual stream, right? You dual stream with somebody who has a similar community that you have. And now a whole new community gets to know who you are. So when their favorite streamer's not on, they might say, hey, this guy's on. Let me check him out, or let me check her out, you know? So networking is definitely the biggest tip for me, I think. I think it helps in all aspects of bringing new traffic to your channel, meeting new people, making, you know, genuine connections and stuff like that. So that's what I would say.
I mean, it was a good segue to go into. What do you think? What do you think, Flood?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to talk about right there. For one, I've tried what was with my colors. Holy cow!
Wow, your colors went absolutely
that's
sideways.
That's creepy.
Wow,
I mean, it's not on mine.
You're an Oompa Loompa now.
I'm Technicolor.
It's the blood.
So angry.
It's the blood.
The
Yes,
blood.
it's the blood.
The blood is on the stream now.
It's the blood.
Which is what happens when I play DBD.
Right.
In any event, yeah, a lot of what Captain Jack said is the reality. I would actually segue into the big don't that you should do is not go into other people's channels and be like, host me. Just throwing that one out there for all the kids listening, because good God, every day.
Wait,
and it's,
don't do that?
I mean, you can keep going for it if you want. I've used Grambler, and I do use Premiere. I actually just edit my clips, then throw them into Dropbox and upload them, but it's way more work. I have tried Grambler before, but I just never got the swing of doing it on the regular. But I should use Instagram more. And I think you're right, using Facebook groups. Like, things that you might not use Facebook so much anymore, but why not? Why not try it if it's an extra 30 seconds after a game to throw up a clip? All that kind of stuff works. Networking, exactly is what you said. And the thing is, don't think about networking as networking. Don't think about it in that way. Just hang out in communities. Become part of other people's communities. Be the viewer you want to see in your channel. And hopefully that is how you will build connections and build authentic connections and meet actual people that you get along with. Beyond that, I think there's a certain amount of just consistency is a huge one in this whole thing. Like, I'm still not someone. One of the things that I think holds me back the most is not having a regular schedule, knowing exactly when I'm going to be online. A lot of my viewers actually can guess when I'm going to be online because I'm pretty ironically consistent, or accidentally consistent, where I'm often on at certain times. But knowing when you're going to find that person and having that spot in your day, kind of like, oh yeah, I'm always going to see him at this time of day when I'm happen to be eating or whatever, and it's just like a perfect opportunity, or always on my lunch breaks at work or whatever it is, like. So I think consistency is the big one, and then everything that Captain Jack said with a couple of those amendments, and don't go into other people's streams and just say host me. Good God, please. And also, when you're being sneaky about it, we know. You're like, oh, do you have any tips on a better webcam? Because when my stream doesn't work. Oh yeah, okay, I'm sure. Yeah, okay. Dork.
Hey, I gotta go live now. See you later.
Oh, that one.
Yeah,
that one's
that's a good one.
crazy.
Yeah,
I really needed you to tell me that you were leaving. And it's like they think they're being clever. It drives me nuts. I'm just like, we see and know everything. We might not react to it, but I promise you, we're paying attention.
I had a good one the other day where it was just like some kid comes to my stream and he's just like, "Hey man, I'm live right now. I'm building the USS Yacht Queen right now in the shipbuilding thing, and I'd like for you to check it out." I'm like, "Kid, what do you expect me to do? Like, pause? Like, what do you want me to do? Like, I'm live right now, and then you're telling me you're live right now, and then you're saying like, hey, check me out. Like,
it's insanity.
No, I'll go to the VOD. Like, what?
I think the sad part about that one is there are streamers out there that dedicate their stream to networking. One of the guests we were trying to get on today, but he's going out of town for about a week or so. Godvec, his stream is purely about networking, and he's not the only one. So if they're looking for that sort of community, there are communities out there. Why go into everybody's stream and try to steal their viewers?
Right.
And Godvec is actually an example of one that I think does a pretty good job of that. Like, those types of things are often like, I'm like, oh, I don't know about this. But Godvec does do a pretty darn good job of actually cultivating a pretty, hey, everyone, let's support each other kind of relationship. And I think that's legit, especially for small streamers getting started. It might not all stick, but the ones that do, that's great. That's amazing. It's one more place to meet people that you might connect with.
I know as a small streamer myself, a lot of the people that I've met through Godvec is just a lot of them come and go, but there have been a few. Like I believe I met you, Flood, through Godvic's stream at one point in time, and
Ultimately.
Smiley, and a bunch of other people that I've just stuck with. We've stayed friends, and that's the community.
Honestly, it's a lot like hosting someone. People get scared of hosting because they're like, well, I might lose my community or something. But like the reality is the people that are going to stick with you are going to stick with you. The ones that won't. And certain people are just better fits naturally, and it's not personal and it's nothing whatever. Maybe their timing just works out better or whatever the case may be. But people are going to stick to people that they're naturally attracted to. And so there's no harm in going to these streams, and there's no harm in sharing your community as long as you believe that the person is genuinely kind of a decent human. Yeah, I don't know. I think there's ways to do it correct, and there's ways to do it.
You're right.
easy.
You're right. Sure.
Sorry about the noise there. My 2-year-old kept calling my my iPad, so sorry about that.
Likes the hamster dance.
Yeah, she does. But my 2-year-old. What can I say? She's daddy's little girl, unfortunately. So no, I shouldn't say unfortunately. Fortunately, it's more like it. So.
I was like, careful, your wife might be watching the stream.
This is probably true, actually.
Unfortunately, 3 years on a VOD they didn't delete.
Jeez. Oh, no. All right. And we have now apparently lost Boss Man's audio.
Oh, well, I lost my audio. Lovely.
Okay, it's back.
And
I
there
got
we
you
go.
now.
So,
All right.
okay. What's the next topic, Mad Dog?
All right. You want to cover any of the equipment some of these guys use in their actual, where they game at?
For sure.
I mean, because like I said, we're having our technical issues with integrating all of our hardware. Various decks, audio boards, and mic issues. I mean, it takes a while to actually hammer out some of the bugs and glitches you have with some hardware. Like I said, we had to rebuild our entire streaming PC unit over the weekend at the drop of a hat because the first one exploded. It's like, oh, joy, hardware does not react well to electricity. So, yeah.
I've never heard a noise like that before, but it made my stomach turn. Like, it was just, as soon as you heard the noise, you knew. It's like,
oh, yeah, it was done.
As soon as you heard, it's like, well, so much for that.
That's a cook motherboard. And next.
That's a sparkler. There you go. Yay.
Sparkler.
Yeah, it's exactly what it felt like. I mean, it was terrible. Like you hear the noise and you go,
no.
That's a $4,000 sound. Like that's a $4,000 noise.
Yes, it was. And it was hey, I'm up till 3:30 in the morning building the new hardware and trying to make sure all of the software and drivers are going to be correct and trying to match, previous settings and all the other junk. And as you can see, it still isn't working quite right, but we are slowly improving as the broadcast continues. Luckily, I believe we've fixed most of our audio issues, thankfully. But like I said, our title firer is not functioning correctly because every time somebody comes up, there's supposed to be a title bar at the bottom with their name and, handle. Hopefully we'll have that fixed for next week. But
like that.
Yes, there you go.
There, it actually worked
it actually
for once.
fired this time. All right. But like I said, I've watched Flood's, stream before. He's got some pretty crazy sound effects. I guess, whenever people fire off donations to him, it plays some, funky audio sometimes. I mean, you want to go into a little bit about how you set all that up?
Oh, wow. Okay. Off the top of my head, I'm personally using Streamlabs OBS for my software. I started with OBS, but when I got into the game, Streamlabs OBS, it was relatively new and it seemed like a simpler solution, so I went with it. It's been really good to me in terms of I get my little, animated guy who pops up and all that jazz. There's always more I can do. There's always stuff in my head that I want to do that I just don't spend the time on. I have an overlay where I called The Blood. That was not a joke earlier, which still looks like that on this LUT. Where when I'm playing like Murders and Dead by Daylight and I get really into it, I laugh maniacally and press, a little thing on my Stream Deck. I do use a Stream Deck. I find it fantastic. That's a
when
game
you
changer,
can
honestly.
when you can get all the integration issues worked out.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are doing some crazy advanced stuff with it, I guess, but mine works great, and it's really simple. I have my little soundboard, and I can play certain. I have an applause thing that sounds off during certain moments that I like to. I just press the button really quick. One of my favorite things that I love is, and this is dumb, but one of my main lights is just a big IKEA lamp, and I have it on a little foot pedal that was designed for Christmas trees, so that way I can press like that, and boom, my light is off, and boom, it's back on again. I love that, like just stupid little things that are making my life just a little bit easier. Stuff like the Stream Deck, as I say, for me is a huge lifesaver.
That's the keep it simple, stupid method, man. You know,
that's just it. People always think they need all the fanciest gear, and you really don't. Like, get a good light. That's like the number one thing. Get a reasonably decent light, because then any camera will look good, except for, as I say, whatever Super G is doing to with this LUT, but that's okay.
Yeah, well, tell me about it. We got the hardware, man. It's integrating all of it that's been the issue, as you can see. And hey, giant question mark. Okay, that was new. All right,
Is a new calendar approaching? What is it?
Yes.
No, the world went there.
But like integrating hardware can be a real nightmare at times. I mean, hell, just running the cabling for all the stuff we had to hook up to get it, in a basically just, wired together was, it was a nightmare. But Brian, your mic's off.
Dead mic.
See what I mean?
I do want to go back to your sound clips thing, because I know Crackajack has a bunch of commands on his stream where it's just I think.
Well, when we can get it switched over to Cracker, we'll let him comment on that.
Hello.
There we go. All right.
Hey, it's me. What's up, everybody? Yeah, so I mean, honestly, guys, I love interacting with the chat. I love getting chat involved, and I think that's one of the best ways to do it. Not only that, I mean, games as well. But I mean, as far as hardware goes, just like somebody else said it, I think that's the worst thing you can do is go out there, dump a ton of money into hardware, especially if you're just getting into streaming. I was listening some earlier, and you guys were talking about giving it a shot. People talk about wanting to stream. I really want to stream. I'm not sure what to do. Just give it a shot. Hit go live. See if you like it before you go out and dump all this money into it and all this time. But yeah.
No, your audio is not back.
But yeah, so for my my chat commands, I use Chatbot, which ties in nicely with Streamlabs. All I can say is Google's your friend.
100%.
Use Google.
Yeah. There's also good YouTube
The ultimate
tutorials,
tech
too.
support tool, Google.com.
How do I fix this? I mean, just YouTube will tell you how to fix anything as long as you know how to search for it. I mean, honestly,
actually, a lot of them have Discords too, which I haven't used, but I've heard that they're really good. If like you need Streamlabs chatbot support, you can go to their Discord and like ask people questions, because the community is all there. Like there's people who use it and code things, and you can actually get all that help, usually from crowdsourced to the community. But that's the place to find them, right? Is their Discord.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, too true. But yeah, Google's definitely your friend, though, when you're trying to get any kind of hardware you don't understand set up. I mean, it's like, oh, hey, video editing software that I haven't used in 17 years. Joy, let's see. They're on version, oh, God, I don't even know what it is anymore. Or they do something like change the graphic user interface on you from one version to another, and you got to learn an entirely new setup. That's always fun. But they're all problems that can be worked out with enough trial and error and just time, because I'm sure you guys have run into your fair, supply of glitches while you were getting all your stuff set up. So, one would hope that you also have posted some of the comments on the boards as to, hey, when you're integrating, Chatbot with Streamlabs, here's a nifty little trick, because Cracker's got some of the funnest ones where it just pops up and, you're like, what the hell was that right in the middle of the stream?
There's been a few of those, and then there's been a few where I'll forget that I have him lurked somewhere, and then all of a sudden I'll just get this loud thump of bass in my head.
Yeah.
Where in the hell is that from?
Or you get like a blood curdling scream from another one because he dies and he hit the "I'm dead" button. It's always so much fun. But that's one of the beauties about the streaming community is you got such a variety of crazy.
That is true.
Back to your channel. I know you guys were talking about communities earlier, but yeah, I mean that's what makes people fall in love with you. Just you act a fool, you be yourself, and people are like, "Oh my god, I love this man or
Cracker,
woman."
your smile is what makes me fall in love with you. Come on now.
I appreciate it, dude.
Yeah, I know. I feel people that they see success on Twitch and they're like, oh, let's imitate that person because well, that doesn't really work because that's them. They're being them. You can't act to be that. Like when you see people like oh, I'm gonna be like Ninja, and then there's like Ninja that's like you have back Ninja where he swore, and then you have new Ninja where he doesn't swear. And I know you want to drop an F-bomb. Just do it. Just do it. Just
do it.
Right? Yeah. No, he's definitely letting some slow. But it's just imitation can only get you so far. Where your community's gonna see through your bullshit. They will. And and I think that a lot of people don't realize is just you being you and you being genuine to how you are. When I play video games, I'll act like namaste, and then when I start losing, everyone's like, He's gonna get pissed. He's gonna do it. He's gonna do it. And you're like, son of a bitch! It's like, there it is! Everyone's like, yes! He's raging, he's gone. And you're like, oh, the fat man is loud, and let's keep going. And it's just and that's when you get super, it just, you have to be genuine. And I feel there's a lot of streamers out there that see who's making money, who's got the views, and well, I'm gonna be that guy. No, you can't be that guy. You've got to be you.
Yeah, you can't make it as a poser. You got to be your own original person. I mean, come
Exactly.
I'm not just here to stroke his ego, but I will say that's actually one of the reasons that I love Cap and Jack here so much. Is just he's one of the most genuine people, and when he goes on a rant, no one rants like Cap and Jack. I wish I could rant like Cap and Jack. His community, everyone loves
some of
him.
his rants.
His
Those
rants
get
are
interesting.
Let me tell you,
he's a man who wears his heart on his sleeve, and it's brilliant.
Let me tell you this, guys. I apologize for this cam. I swear to God, I look like a cocaine dealer. I don't know what's the camera, the lighting. It just makes me look. I don't know. If this is what I look like, I'm quitting today. But
bad news.
So
I wanted to touch on that point you were saying earlier.
Whoa! Stop breaking, Brian.
Okay.
I'm scared.
All right, test. Okay, go ahead, Cap. It looks like the audio got hammered back out.
You were saying you got to be genuine. You can only be you, and it's funny because for me personally, whether I love to sing and all that stuff, obviously, and I could never find my own groove. It was always the artists that I enjoyed, I would try to not even that I would try, but it was kind of it would just kind of happen. You'd emulate them and you get your influence. We all have it. We all have our influences. People, Jim Carrey, I love, but it's weird. I'm 34 now that I'm older. I'm trying to find myself as I go. So I still use things I do all this Jim Carrey stuff. I'll be all right, just be stupid, But I do try to be myself, but it is hard to find, right? And you're right. You have to be. You can't go through life emulating other people, whether it's Twitch, music, any type of art form, entertainment, because that person's already there. The people that try to emulate Dr. Disrespect, they build a character. A lot of them really they don't go all in. They half-ass it. Not everybody. But there are a few that they see Dr. Disrespect. I want to build a character. And no one does it better than he does. You can't touch what he does. You just, I don't want to, tell somebody not to follow their path and their goals. Of course, maybe you could top him one day, but he does it better than anyone. Mm-hmm. And when people try to build a character and it's forced and it's not, it doesn't feel like it's really them. You could see right through it, like you said. So for me personally, I'm still trying to find myself in certain things, like my own voice when I sing, and I don't know. I disagree with the point you said. I think it's really interesting because a lot of people have their influences and they want to be the person that they look up to so badly that they lose what makes themselves unique. And so Flood, like going back to what you said, you said, oh, I'm genuine. I appreciate that. And at the same time, like, I'm not ranting anymore. Like, because this is an industry where you have to be careful what you do. This week, I tried going family friendly, like PG-13 for the first time ever. And if you guys know me, I don't want to say anything crazy on the podcast, but I'll say, hey, man, suck my, can I curse on here? I'll say, hey, suck my cock, when I kill somebody in Fortnite, and it's jokes, I'm not trying to hurt anybody intentionally, but I wanted to tone it down because sponsorships, right? Like you want to be professional. You want other streamers that may be family friendly to want to be able to work with you. And I don't want, so like I'm trying things and I urge other people to do it too. Like definitely, like you guys said, I 100% agree. Be genuine and don't think that you have to emulate somebody else or because it will happen. It just happens. You look up to somebody and you and that's cool. You could do funny things, but definitely don't lose what makes you you. And there's a lot more, and I'll use myself as an example why I'm doing what I did this week. I want people to see that there's more to me than just the easy, dirty joke. Like, hey, man, suck my cock, or get out of here, you scumbag. I don't, it's funny, we'll say it once in a while, but you want people to know that there's more to you because anybody can go that route, So whatever it is that you're doing, like you said, be authentic, but definitely find, let people see other sides to you and reinvent yourself. And that's the path that I'm personally on right now. And I've known other people that have done it because if people catch on to what you're doing and that's, it's like an artist making the same album, for 7 years, the music is the same, or a painter, like they never try something different, you have to grow as an individual. So take those risks and try new things and let your authentic self underneath, like let that shine through and let people see that because, people are going to judge you and they're going to say, hey man, this guy's a tool, all he does is make, dick jokes. And it's like, let people see who you really are and don't be afraid to be criticized and anything like that because it'll pay off in the end. You're going to eventually be somebody that other people want to be and say, wow, I want to be like you. And then they're going to be trying to emulate you. So that's why you got to be yourself because you can't be somebody you're not. So
I just got an appointment booked.
I just wanted to. I talk a lot. Sorry about that.
Awkward.
What?
I just got an appointment to book for this week to get the same tattoo. I'm trying to be you, Cap. It's not working. You're telling me I shouldn't.
Wow. I do. No,
I cancel the appointment. What am I doing?
You're hilarious, Flood. You really are. But it's true, man. If that could help anybody, like I'm going through that right now myself. Like I'm constantly learning at, like there's never going to be a destination to anything you do. You should always want to continue to grow and find what makes you unique. That's why I really like what you said earlier about not emulating other people, because I think that's a huge thing that even I found myself doing for many years, like before I was even a broadcaster.